Here we go. We are live from a very sunny, and I think I forgot to check the temperature while we were waiting.
No.
It's gonna be 48-degree day here in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, live from Hamilton and North Carolina.
48-degree and rainy North Carolina. Yeah. Thanks for giving us your shitty weather, Jeff.
It's gonna be 48 degrees and sunny. That's like shorts weather.
Oh no, it's raining. It's raining for like a month here.
Nice. It rained the other day, but yesterday, Good Friday, was nice. I didn't stream. I had the parentals here. I had my brother and sister-in-law and my nephew, and hung out in the back a little bit, and hung out here. And we had fish, like the good pretend Catholics we are. I've got my Easter.
Pretend Catholics. You're a very religious individual, Jeff. Every day.
I am taking my mother to church tomorrow. Let me rephrase that. I'm driving my mother from her building to the building, and then I'm leaving.
You should rephrase it again. Your mother's making you take her.
Yeah, however you want to say it.
Tomatoes.
I pre-ordered the fish and chips. Because these places tend to be busy, and even just driving around yesterday, we passed. Do you have those in North Carolina? Those little chip wagons, those just a little wagon in like a mall parking lot where they're selling, whatever.
We don't have a lot of fish and chips here, but they do food trucks. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. But these are mostly chip ones, but they also we're doing fish. They all had like just a little dude in a mall parking lot, and he had like a lineup. We passed two of them, and they both had lineups.
Oh wow!
So
it's cool. Like the food truck thing has taken on the past like several years. I know that when we first moved here, they had like parking lots designated for them to show up, and then that way it was almost like a mobile food court, right? Like you had different options. One of the most popular ones around here is actually beignets.
Oh,
beignets. How do you say that? Like the pastry with the powdered sugar. No, you don't know what that is.
Don't know.
Oh. All right. Well, you live and learn every day. Baignet. Baignet.
Is it a beaver tail?
It's not a beaver tail. It's like it's almost like a pastry, right? Almost like a pancake kind of pastry, and then it's got powdered sugar on it. It's just soft and warm. It's fried. Yeah. Yep.
Sounds like a beaver tail. Sounds like a discount beaver tail.
Well, there you go. Then maybe that's what it is. I've never had a beaver tail.
It was funny because I walked in and there was this lineup of people, who didn't pre-order. And the girl behind the counter, she goes, "Jeff, you don't have to wait. You can just walk up." And I guess I think
celebrity at the fish and chips.
I think it's her dad. I think it's her mom and dad because she looks like Riley's age.
Oh my gosh!
The dude's cook, and he goes, "Oh, Jeff's here. Oh, okay, great. I'll start making his order." And then the mother said something to me, and not even looking. They just heard my name and they just started talking to me from while they were working.
Oh my gosh!
And I walk up, and there's all these other people standing around. They're like, "Do you come here often?" Like they don't. They know your name.
I'm here every day, to be quite honest with you. We're gonna rename this Gen X.
The mother, she was working on the fish. Didn't even turn around. She goes, "Jeff, I'm gonna buy you an Easter onesie next year." And I'm like, okay, because I had my hat, and you can't see it, but I got my Easter shirt, and I got my Easter jammies on. Yeah. That's how I went in. Because I went in to pre-order, and the girl there, she goes, "Jeff, you didn't wear your bunny ears," so I had to walk back out to my car to get my bunny ears. So
I think I got to address the elephant in the room, the one that's been here for a long time, Jeff. Do you have an outfit for every single holiday?
Pretty much. Pretty much. If it's not
you are invested.
If it's not a suit, then it would be a pajamas.
You do love your holiday pajamas.
I do. When is the 4th of May?
May the 4th be with you.
It's not a Saturday, so I won't be able to wear my suit. I guess that's the next occasion.
When is May the 4th?
It's a Thursday.
On a Thursday. Ooh.
It is.
Yeah, well, you can still wear it.
So I won't be able to wear my suit for Star Wars Day.
I say you wear it at the beginning of the show, and then you just,
I might put the jacket. I might have the jacket on.
there you go. There
It's
you
a
go.
whole lot of work to.
Well, it's been a
I have
busy.
a question.
It
I have a
wasn't
question. Speaking of elephants
kids
in
on spring
rooms, what
break. Go ahead. Yeah.
the hell's on your head?
Ah,
What the hell's on your
you
head?
like that? You like that? Huh? It's actually a really comfortable hat. It's
That's the
one of those
rumor I hear on the
stretchy
internet. All the
uh,
people who are hawking the free wares from that company.
Jeff. So here's the thing. Last week we spoke about it, and I told you that they had reached out to me, and I still hadn't seen anything, and it had been about 2 months, and then, halfway through the week. I guess this was 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, and then halfway through the week, they had written me and gave me a tracking number and said, "Hey, it's on the way."
So
And
so I guess they watched the show and they realized, oh crap, we didn't send it to them.
damn.
So again,
Sorry.
Amazon, they went into their system, right? And they went, can you just and can you Amazon him this package?
Yeah, that's what I was hoping until FedEx showed up.
Mm.
But
Mhm.
hey, it got here, and I'm going to do a review of it. I feel like it's my obligation to do so since they sent it to me, right? I feel like that's only fair. And I will say that I have come away a little bit surprised by some of the things that I thought before, but that some of the things I thought before are extremely valid. And yeah, I'll break it down a little bit. Purple Haze, I like that. I gotta throw it on, right? I mean, maybe somebody will watch this that's all bent out of shape about everybody getting this Amazon stuff, and then I can just say, yeah, look at this shit. You know what I mean? Like, I don't, I'm nobody. I'm nobody. So the fact that something was sent to me, it's pretty cool. But I'm also not going to parade around here and be a fake individual and tell everybody what they want to hear. I'll tell you what I feel about it. I'll tell you what's good, what's bad. Actually, Purple Haze and I have actually had some
That's why you're a nobody, because you tell it how it is. If you don't lie to them and suck up to them, then just saying.
Yeah, no, and they asked me to be honest, and they were appreciative of me wanting to do a review. I mean, I asked them if I could share, like, I want to follow the rules and do what they do. I'm glad it's not a purple hat, though. No offense, Purple Haze, but I didn't want to wear a purple hat, so I'm glad it's not purple.
So you got the hat, the controller, and
they sent me a Fire Stick so that I could play on my TV, and they sent me a backpack. And actually, the backpack is pretty cool. It's right here. It's just a black plain backpack, but it's got like a magnet opening here, and then the only thing that says Luna is actually on this here, so it's very subtle. And I always have to take a backpack to the sport games with me with my laptop and everything, and so I can do the announcements. So that's going to wind up going with me to the games. But yeah, no, it was cool. It was cool. So not to take the show over with all that stuff, but I was very humbled to get it, even though we were joking about it, and I had told you about it for a while and stuff. It was very cool to get it. Whoever does their packaging, put some thought into it, and I took pictures of all that. So I plan on giving it a little talk through and talk about everything. So
excellent. Look forward to seeing that.
Yep.
Look forward to that.
Well, it is. What I was going to say is that my kids were on spring break this week, so it was supposed to be an easy week, right? It was supposed to be, I was going to have some time to play, and I was going to have all this great time to play Sons of the Forest with SPG and Ray. And I did get one night in the other night. Crow Resin joined us, which was awesome. Had a ton of fun. I'm going to try to do it again today, but it's been a busy week, Jeff. Like, all of a sudden I blinked and the show was here again. And it was like, oh shit, what happened this week? So a lot of this stuff each week, for those of you that don't know, Jeff is the maestro and he's really the info finder. I try to take everything he does and throw it all together for us. I still think that we're more professional than most, though, but I can't say that.
It's only episode 9. We're still working out a few of the kinks.
Yeah, I can't sit here and say that Jeff is not like 90% of this thing right now. So Anywho,
Yeah, but don't forget,
busy week. There's a lot that went on.
I spend all day on the Twitters. You know,
You did.
I spend, even
You
we're
work
going to
for
talk
Elon,
about,
don't you?
we're going to talk about, but when I was out the other night and I said, I'm offline, and I put in brackets, as offline as I can be, because I still had my phone in my hand, and I was still checking things while I was doing something. So
I like how I write you, and I'm like, hey, I'm gonna be on I'm gonna be online later tonight. You gonna be around? And your response to me always is, I'm always online. I'm always around.
I'm always around. I may not be sitting in a Discord, or I may not, but I'm always online. Even
Except
when
for
I'm not
last
online.
night when I told you I was going to be on and I got on and you were taking a nap
That's
like
true.
a little baby.
I did. I fell asleep. I had that post fish and chip coma, and I was up early. I was doing a bunch of crap, and then I had to get that, and then I had to get my parents. And I got back, and I just went. I messaged. Did I message anybody? I don't remember. I may have messaged. I don't know. Whatever. And then I just kind of nodded off on the couch. And then I woke up and I saw your message. I saw Crow's message. And I'm like, crap.
It happens. We played Sons of the Forest the other night. We were trying to get a hold of Ray, and Ray was sleeping. His wife and his son were away on a trip, and so the quietness of the house, man. Ray falls asleep playing video games. What do you think happens when it's quiet?
She likes your purple lights.
I know. It's very cool. It almost looks like shades of purple in here.
Almost.
Except for my pink shirt. I tried to be like, Eastery this week, because we got a good weekend here. So I don't have a lot of like cool stuff like Jeff. You're not going to find me with the Hallmark ear hat thing.
Dollar store.
Dollar store. I do have one of those. I should have gone.
Dollar store. Where I buy all my shit. Dollar store and discount stores and thrift stores, and where I buy all my.
Hey man, I get my groceries from Walmart, so
me too.
Get them delivered right to my front door too. I'm
too.
that lazy. I'm that guy. Amazon grocery, Luna, hooked me. I'm Amazon grocery. I'll be a walking Amazon billboard here. If you're watching. I also just ordered a drone from you all yesterday. It says it's going to be here by 10 p.m. tonight. So please don't not miss that, or don't not send that. I want that. All right, Jeff. I gotta stop. I gotta stop spending money. You want me to go first?
No. What's the first slide? Oh, I forgot to share the thing.
You got to share it.
I'm such a noob.
It's all right. Episode 9. Here we go.
We need a director.
We should have one. We should have one.
We need a producer.
One day, somebody will like us enough.
Yep.
Let's see. What do we got? Just talked about a little while ago. We got Easter going on this weekend all across the world. So, Easter's a pretty big deal. March Madness is finally done. What started off as a great event, did it end up that way? That's what we're going to talk about. Maker, what's up? We've got the new Super Mario movie, which you've got an awesome story to share about. For those of you that are interested in the golf, it's Masters weekend. Masters is a very big deal in the golf world. It's one of the most prestigious sporting events in the world. We have a few items to get through with Did You Hear About? And then it's my turn, or Jeff's turn, I guess, to take 5 guesses, but my turn to give him the list.
Yes.
So there we go, Jeff. We've got a lot of extra topics in there with the Did You Hear About? So we're going to talk about a few things. And again, you might see.
Well, William, just dig yourself out and get your ass to Minot and see the movie. Or maybe you have to go to what's that other town? Not Minot, Bismarck. I guess you got to go to Bismarck if you want to see that.
His movie, his outdoor movie screens are probably frozen right now, Jeff.
I think everything is frozen. I don't know if he's dug himself out yet.
40-inch snow drifts all around the SPG household.
You do not want to go to the drive-in. I will talk about that.
I tell you what, he was talking to me about my jacuzzi when I got it. It would be so awesome for him to have one. I know it would really be sweet for him to have one. But he's got his own like cryo chamber all around him. He can just go outside and lay in the snow and do the cryotherapy. That's what you do when you shovel snow.
Our good friends Helen and Simon would. That's Simply Pone's good friends, Helen and Simon. But we'll talk about them later.
Perhaps.
All right, what's up first?
All right, we got Easter. Easter's up first. Big deal in the world. Easter weekend.
Well, it's Easter, Passover, and Ramadan all this same time. I know we're not going to talk about what's happening in Jerusalem. We will not talk about that. But it's one of those rare times that it's all the same. It's all the same time. So I got a lot of
started
Jewish
yesterday.
Friends,
we started yesterday, Good Friday. Passover. You said you went with your parents. You guys didn't go to any service yesterday though?
We did not. But I will be driving my mother to church on Sunday. But yes, I had everybody over here. I went and pre-ordered the fish and chips from my usual fish and chip place, who apparently know me by name, and so that's fun. And
nothing today for you all.
Nothing today. Really, nothing tomorrow. I have to go to the store, and I just bought a. Do your grocery stores? I know you say you shop at the Walmart. Do they have those pre-cooked? They have that next to the deli.
Chicken?
They got that pre-cooked section where they got chicken, or they do have fries, or they got all sorts of other, those meals to go if you want to. Yeah. So they did a little. They have a ham and some potatoes. So I just went and pre-ordered one of those. So nice. I'm just going to go pick that up, and we're just going to do that here at the house, just with the family.
Jeff, when is the last time you did an Easter egg hunt? And yesterday doesn't count for the practice round.
I used to do them all the time with the kids when they were little. I would hide shit around the house when the kids were little.
Yeah.
But that was a long time ago.
Have you ever seen oh gosh, I can't even remember the name of the movie. It's Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's around Christmas time, and he's like Turbo Man. He's like going to try to find the toy for his kid. You ever seen that movie? No. The neighbor, the next door neighbor in that movie, the guy, like, he's really into Christmas and he really decorates, and he's like wanting to spread the cheer around, maybe to places he shouldn't be in, like the neighbor's bedrooms. I don't know. But you remind me a lot of him and his enthusiasm for the holidays, because you always have everything done. So I imagine that an Easter egg hunt in your house probably would have been pretty epic.
Back in the day, I think it was. You'd have to ask Big Ol' Mac. You'd have to ask Big Ol' Mac, folks.
All right.
It's been a long time.
Did Big Ol' Mac enjoy the chocolate, the hollow Easter bunny chocolate?
Well, we'll give that to him tomorrow. So
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So
you usually get one of the tall Easter bunnies, right?
Yeah, but it's got to be solid, dude.
These were your favorite right here.
When you open them, I had. I eat those all the time. I was at.
What did you do with the foil when you were done? Did you do anything with the foil?
I would put the foil within the foil, so I ended up with this big ball of foil, which I would then throw out. So
that's how you start the rubber band ball. You eat all of these, and you put all the foil inside of each other and get a big ball, and then you just start wrapping the rubber bands.
But I hate the hollow ones. That's such a letdown. I like the solid milk chocolate. Yeah. And these
are my favorite right here. The Cadbury's.
Yeah.
The Cadbury eggs, the little ones. And then, of course, you can't go wrong with jelly beans, the rabbit poop of the holiday.
I'm not a fan of the cream eggs. Those Cadbury cream eggs?
I'm not a big fan of that either.
Not a fan of those.
Well, I grew up around Washington, D.C. I grew up in Alexandria, Virginia, which is about 13 miles outside of D.C., depending on which part of it. The part I was about 13 miles. The White House every year does an Easter egg hunt and an Easter egg roll, and it's by invitation only. Of course, you have to sign up for it. You have to put your name in a pool, but then they only select certain people to be able to come onto the grounds of the White House and go through this activity. And it's been going on, gosh, I don't even know how long, the 20s, maybe 30s, even before that, maybe. Growing up as a kid in Northern Virginia, it was a really big deal if you got to do this. Like, you know how kids are in schools, and somebody will be like, oh, I did that. And then everybody else has to do that to be cool. And if you don't get to do it, then you're not cool. That was the Easter egg roll at the White House. So very, very cool tradition. It goes back many generations throughout people that have lived in that area for a long time.
Sure.
But it is no longer, in my opinion, the same today as it was in this picture that you see. And you had actually made comment last night, a few years back. There was a very interesting guest that had joined the Easter egg hunt. So it's pretty cool. It's cool for me to look back and see a picture like this. This is like my parents' time. So I can imagine that one of those little girls was my mom with like her little church dress on and her Easter basket.
It's also a good time if you need to sneak into the White House to get a look
True.
at the Resolute desk. Because if you're trying to find a treasure, for example, that Easter egg, that's a good time to do it because everyone's distracted with the Easter egg stuff. That's a good time. Just saying.
Well, I mean, apparently most of the buildings in DC, you can just walk right in and do whatever you want anyway, dressed in all kinds of costumes. So why not Easter?
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
It's cool.
Yeah.
And hey, the police will even escort you around and show you where you need to go.
Apparently.
Yep. So good times. So Easter, I don't know what everybody's got planned for this weekend, tomorrow, right? Yesterday, Good Friday was the day that
but
Jesus.
See, you Americans don't get it off.
Some of them do. I do not for my company.
Most people I know in the States, correct me if I'm wrong, American people did not have the day off yesterday.
It is actually considered a bank holiday. So if you follow the bank schedule, then you were off. Schools were off. But
I know Crow had to work. I know you had to work.
I did.
That is my pool. That's my sample pool.
Yeah.
So and
what's a day off?
I want to say Purple had to work too.
Sierra was baking.
And Sierra was baking. So
yeah. No, there's no days off. You know, you hear stories about other countries like establishing these 4-day work weeks, or they have like 6-hour work days, and it's like
Mexico has their little naps. They go and have their little nappy naps.
Yeah. You talk to people in America, and it's like, you know, I need to take off. My wife is having a baby. Well, you better come right over when she's done.
Yeah,
it's crazy, man. It's crazy to try to get some time off for yourself. So.
It was
anyway. Whatever you're doing
it's a stat holiday. My friend Anne, good friend of the channel, One Fierce Mother. Some of you may have seen her in my chats. She works at a synagogue, and so when she was telling people, well, synagogue is closed for Good Friday. The synagogue people did not understand why.
So what? Good Friday is the day that Jesus died, and Easter is the day that he was resurrected, right? So if the whole weekend really is.
If you believe those things,
Well, you know, there are people that do.
There are. She was. Two of them were in my house.
I live in the Bible Belt, man. Okay, it is big news down here. You know what the Bible Belt is, Jeff? Have you ever heard that term before?
I've heard of it. I couldn't draw it on a map. Is that like
it means that whatever street corner you go to, there's a church.
We have a lot of those where I live.
Yeah. You
can definitely. I was talking to somebody. I was talking to somebody, and I don't remember which American I was talking to, but she turned. She goes. I heard something that doesn't sound true about Canada, and I said, "What's that?" And she goes, "You get a year off when you have a baby." And I went, "Well, technically, yes." She went, "What?"
I remember when Dr. Spaceman had his baby a few years back, and he had said, I thought his wife got a year and he got 6 months, but then he got another 6 months for another reason.
You get a year, which you can then parcel up between the two of you.
Okay.
But you can also obviously, you know, depending on your work situation, you could take extra time.
Still, that is incredible because you know there's nothing like that initial bond with your baby, and there's a lot of stuff that goes in those early days. A lot of sleepless nights, a lot of restless nights. You know, like my kids had colic. You know, so they used to scream a lot, like when we were trying to sleep because they were uncomfortable. And it's like then you got to try to focus on work and do stuff for other people when you got all this going on. I think it's awesome.
Yeah,
I'm jealous.
Can
I get that retroed back to me if we
yeah. I used to, they'd say, how was last night? I go, I got 3 hours sleep, not consecutive. not consecutive, but I got 3 hours of
No,
sleep. Yeah.
no, still pretty
No.
cool. But
Yeah.
whatever you're doing for Easter, enjoy your
Or Passover or Ramadan.
Passover or Ramadan. What else are we missing? We're a world show. What are we doing?
That's it.
All right. So any of that
That's it.
stuff, if you've got that going on, have fun and enjoy your time there.
I'm
I
going
don't
to
know what
blame
I
all
got going
America's
on.
problems on the fact that parents did a chance to bond with their babies. Thank you for the campaign message, Ryzak. There you go.
You're welcome. Yes. See, I am
go.
bringing us closer to perfection, one stupid comment at a time, Purple Haze. So I'm here for all of that. I'm waiting for one day somebody to pin all the stupid shit that I say and put it together in like a slide reel so I can look back and see how much of an idiot I am. But
we're not even going to talk about what happened in Norman, Oklahoma last night.
Oh man.
Carry on.
Yeah. We're not going to do that.
We could do that on every show, apparently.
Purple Haze loves Kyrie Irving. Oh, hey, I didn't say that. Here we go. Next topic, Jeff. Right, segueing into basketball. This was a big story to you. Almost 10 million people watched the women's national championship game between LSU and Iowa. Iowa coming in, they got their superstar. She's dropping 40 back-to-back games, blah, blah, blah. Yep. You got LSU, this team of, whatever cliched term you want to throw at them. They're obnoxious, they're loud, they're going to get beat, blah, blah, blah. And LSU came in and just put on a dominant performance, Did you watch the game, Jeff?
I did. I was one of the 9 point. Actually, that only counts Americans. That doesn't count the international.
Correct.
That doesn't count whatever. But yes, I did watch the game.
Would I be wrong in saying that this was not a close game?
It was not as close as the score led.
It was not as close as people make it out to be either.
I say that after football games and stuff. I'll go, oh, yeah, the game was not as close as the score.
Yeah, because Iowa started to put on a little bit of a run at the end, but it was already it was gone by then. And so I'm reading a lot of articles after the game, looking for information, looking for stuff to use for our show today. And everybody's like, oh, it was such a close game. It was such a great game. LSU blew them out.
Yeah.
How was that a good game?
Yeah.
And you look at, I'm a stats guy.
It was a good end to the tournament game.
It was a great send off for LSU. I mean, look at the picture up there in the top. Their coach, as flamboyant as she is, as out there and loud and proud as she is. I mean, what a great moment for them to capitalize and
it's the second team she's taken to a championship.
Absolutely, it is.
I'm having a brain fart this morning of their other one, but yeah, she's done this before, so this is not her first rodeo.
And then I look at the stats because I love digging into the stats in basketball. I feel like they tell a much bigger story of the game than what people will say, right? LSU had 5 individuals in double digit scoring. They had 3 individuals in double digit rebounds, and they had 1 individual in double digit assists.
Yep.
Iowa had one player in double digit scoring.
Yep.
And she had 30.
Yep.
Now, of course, she had to take 15 threes. Right?
Yeah.
But so then, after the game, and I say all that to set this up, after the game, this was the big conversation, right?
It was.
The taunting at the end of the game. Everybody's in an outrage. Oh my God, what a thug. Oh, she's this, oh, she's that. And then you've got every professional athlete from this side of the world to the other side of the world coming up and saying, if this was the other way around,
and every sports talking head that I happen to flip on, we're talking about this. PTI did a whole thing on it, and
everybody was obsessed with this story afterwards. And I will say this as a former coach and player myself, in the heat of the moment, things happen. I've talked trash to more people than I've probably met on a basketball court, right?
Yep.
You get caught up in a game, and it becomes an eye for an eye.
Yep.
Where I had an issue with what happened is that the whole premise of this happening was based on what happened in the game before this, a game that LSU wasn't even a part of.
Of course, what Caitlin did in the game before that.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
And if you need to use that as motivation to carry over, great. Okay, that's great. And if you want to do the, hey, you can't see me thing, that's great. It was the following of her around for over 10 seconds that did it for me, because now, and kudos to the women for keeping their composure and stuff and whatever. If that had happened in a men's game, somebody would have taken a swim. They would have swung right then and there.
There would have been a huge brawl. There would have been.
Right,
there would have been.
And then we would have been talking about a Malice in the Palace event or something like that.
Oh,
so
yeah.
It's okay when it's on the men's side, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's not okay, but it just.
But when it happens on the men's side, there's it's almost overlooked as to why it happened or how ridiculous it was.
Or they're celebrated.
Right? Everybody's going to pick on her for these 10 seconds where she did this. And you, and no one else knows if there was anything else that led to that. There might have been a huge history there that we don't know about, right?
Maybe.
I did appreciate the way that Caitlin came out and addressed it. Hey, heat of the moment. It's a game. She's a competitor. I'm a competitor. I got nothing wrong with what she did. I would have done the same damn thing.
Yep.
So
do the same thing.
Interesting the way it all had to kind of culminate into that bad story, because such a great run for LSU, such a great year for them. They fought through a lot. If you listen to their interviews, they were called so many names, they were called so many things, and just good for them to be able to go. But then afterwards, you want to talk about the next step, the invitation.
Oh, I didn't even know the whole story. I just know there was some controversy because didn't your vice president? I know the president's wife. Who is she? She invited the Iowa team, because then everyone kept saying, when the team that lost on Monday, do they get to go to the White House? Is she going to invite San Diego State? Spoiler alert, in case you didn't know.
And I don't know the exact quote, but I think it was something along the lines of, I'm going to ask Joe if we can invite Iowa as well, because they played a great game.
Yeah.
But they lost, and they didn't play a great game. They got destroyed. Okay. It was an over 20-point lead at one point in that game. That's not a close game.
No.
That's not a good game.
No.
So anyway, don't want to beat up and belabor the story here, but congratulations to LSU.
If we ever think a women's coach will be the head of a top-tier men's team.
Well, I tell you what, I think we're real close. I think Becky Hammond is going to be that one.
Could be.
I do.
And the NFL, lot more. Look at Danny, who's running the XFL. Now she had to buy the thing in order to run it, but that's fine, whatever. And her pseudo famous ex-husband. And there are a lot of women in the NFL as in senior leadership roles. Presidents of the Raiders,
the Miami Marlins. The Miami Marlins president of operations is a female.
Yep.
Baseball.
So they're already, will they be a head coach? There's already some coaches, female coaches in the NFL, linebacker
not head coaches though.
No, not head coaches yet. The NFL, I think, has to get over, they still have to figure out the whole black head coach thing before they move on to women. But anyways.
I think Becky Hammond is real close. I think that what she did in her time with the Spurs, I think that what she is doing now currently in the women's league, WNBA, I think that it's only a matter of time before she gets that opportunity, because when it comes to these things and these movements, if you want to call it a movement, at least in my experience and from what I've seen, is it definitely takes time, right? And she is laying that foundation. She is laying,
and
the
if
foundation.
Not her, she's laying it for the next person.
Exactly. Yep. It'll be tied back to her if it's not her, right?
If it's not her, it'll be the next person just under her who is coming up, following her.
I do think it'll happen. To your point, there's position coaches in the NFL already. The Super Bowl had one on each team. So it's I think it's a matter of time. Hey, you know what? It doesn't matter who it is. that sits at a head position.
Nope.
As long as they have the organization, the commitment, and the knowledge to run the team, who cares?
Who cares?
Who cares? I don't care who I work for. I don't care who my boss is. As long as my boss is going to motivate me, they're going to challenge me, and they're going to, invest in me to make me a better employee or a better person, then I'm cool. Yep. So, all right. What else did we have from that? Oh, the men's Final Four. Yeah, that thing that happened.
Yeah, nobody cares. Nobody cares. It was the least watched. It was the least watched. So
FAU, San Diego State, UConn, and Miami. It wound up being UConn and San Diego State. And kind of like the women's game, this one wasn't even close. UConn blew them out. Close.
Yeah,
and they got their fourth championship in school history.
Yeah, in 20 years or something.
Yeah. So pretty cool for the guys up at UConn, especially. I think Jeff, were they a number 4 seed?
They were the number 4 seed in there.
I think they were the 4 seed in their area. So not many 4 seeds win the national championship. I don't know what the stat is there, but they're in an elite club there too.
All right. Chat is tired of sports, so
that's why we're moving on. Look at that.
We're moving on.
You ask and I deliver. This is something you can talk about. The Super Mario Bros. Movie.
Question for the chat.
Thursday.
Question for the chat without Googling it. Because, or using ChatGPT. What is Mario's last name? Chat?
Do you want me to answer this? Because I know.
I don't. I want the chat to answer first. What is Mario's last name?
What is Mario's...
Fun fact, he has the same last name as Luigi.
He does. He does have the same last name, and it's not brothers.
What is... Purple Haze does not know this.
What? Purple Haze? Come on.
But Reaver got it.
I bet you if it was if it was Waluigi's last name, she would know since he wears purple. Just saying.
His last name is Mario because they're the Mario brothers.
Exactly.
His last name. So his full name is Mario.
Mario. Yeah. So what I found to be pretty cool, I'm not the type of person that wants to dig into something before it happens and know everything about it and know the story and know what's happening and how they got there. Like I like to find all that stuff out afterwards. So I like to kind of leave things sacred until I get to see them or play them. Same thing with video games. I want to at least take a stab at it first on my own before I look for help, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. When I get stuck, then I'll Google the playthrough and try to figure out how to kill Magruder. And watch several videos on how to kill Magruder and know how I need to do it, just not be able to execute it on the field. Not be able to do it. Yeah.
So I was shocked to find out that the man that voices Mario, and God forgive me, I don't know his name. Okay, I don't know everything.
Charles.
Charles. It's like French.
Yeah, Charles.
Yeah.
It starts with
he's in the movie.
He is. Yes,
which I think is awesome because they've never cast him to do anything for these movies before, to my knowledge. I thought that I saw an interview with him one time and he had never been asked to do anything more than the video game, if I'm not mistaken.
Sounds right.
So when they did the Mario Brothers movie in the 90s, like he wasn't a part of that. That wasn't even a Mario movie. Let's be quite honest. I don't even know what the hell that thing was. But
the 90s were a different time. 90s were.
I thought it.
Hey, in the
coming out of the 80s, especially
in the Nathan Drake movies, the Nathan Drake movie, with what's his name and what's his face, Marky Mark and Spider-Man. What's the name of that movie? Why am I drawing a blank? Nathan Drake. No, Nathan Drake.
Oh, Just Cause?
No.
Uncharted.
Uncharted. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, Reaver, there you go.
My God, I'm so stupid. The guy who played in the video game Nathan Drake was in that movie. He wasn't
really?
Nathan Drake, but he was the other guy in that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
See, and that's the kind of stuff that's cool. I want to hear about that stuff afterwards and connect dots like that, right? I think it's more fascinating that way. But you went and saw this with your son.
Nolan
right?
North. It's too early in the morning. Why do we do a show at 9 a.m. when I'm still half a freaking sleep? I can't. Nolan North that is correct. You are correct. Ding, ding, ding. That is the right answer. Just testing the chat.
You went and saw this on Thursday, and you got to see it in a little bit different way than most. You went to a drive-through.
I went to the drive-in.
Drive-in movie.
Drive-through.
Drive-through is where you got your fish and chips, and then you went to the drive-in. So when you go to the drive-in, you're not just going for one movie. It's usually a double feature, right?
It is sometimes like I think tonight it might be a triple feature. Long weekends they tend to do on Fridays and Saturdays. They tend to do 3 movies because it's a long weekend.
Have you ever stayed for 3 before?
I have.
Mm-hmm. And what does that do to the body? Like, do you get completely uncomfortable sitting in your car for 6 hours?
No, because you get up and you can get up and walk around, and you can so I'm old.
Now,
so
what about food?
I have to pee often.
Can you take your own picnic basket in the car?
Not legally. Well, they prefer if you don't. They
now we're talking legalities. Okay, this topic should end.
They ask you not to.
Yeah, they encourage you not to, but they can't stop you because they can't.
Correct.
Search
How many people don't, when they go to a regular theater, sneak a something in their thing, or Ryzak, you put stuff in your man purse. Right,
I'm gonna tell you what. Right now, I took my daughter to the movies when she was a little kid, and we went to Chipotle, and I actually put 2 burritos in my pocket and a bag of chips, and we went into the movie theater with Chipotle and sat right there and ate it. So I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. Now we did bring drinks. I actually brought a beer, and I completely forgot about it.
Oh, that's a tragedy.
I know I was going to have the beer during the Mario movie, but then we got this big ass drink because we went to the snack thing. Big Ol' Mac wouldn't come in because he forgot his mask, so he wouldn't come in. So I'm trying to ask him questions, and he's standing outside. All the people are making fun of me because I'm trying to talk to him. They're like, "Why doesn't he come in?" I said, "Because he doesn't have a mask." And so I'm trying to ask him questions. And
I see you guys just doing hand signals through the window.
Pretty much, because I had to bring popcorn home, and I'm like, do I buy 2 or do I buy 4? Do I buy? And I was like, do I want the small, the medium, the extra large? So I'm doing this, and I'm messaging him on Discord, asking him questions if he wants butter. And
right on Discord.
I'm literally messaging him on Discord, and then I'm like, dude. I'm like holding up my phone, and I'm like, he's like, huh? And I'm holding the phone out to the window so he could read the Discord message.
So great.
I'm like,
oh man.
Look, there's a message here. Where's the camera? There's a message in Discord asking if he wants freaking butter on his fucking popcorn. So
the first, you told me there was a movie you saw first. It was called Champions.
This was the first movie.
Mario was the first movie.
Mario started at 8:20. Yes.
I'm surprised that Mario was the first movie. I'm surprised they wouldn't make you wait for it.
No, because most of the people left after.
I got you. Well, yeah, I guess that makes sense. So Mario was the first movie. The other movie was called Champions.
I'm surprised how many people pay for 2 movies, sometimes 3, and after the first movie, bugger off. Now, I also understand
they want the ambiance of the drive-in,
and they also have little kids.
Yeah.
So a lot of them, just walking around, you see them running around when
Is there a playground?
There is, yes.
Yeah, so there's like an entertainment space.
Yeah, and there's a lot of running around, and people are walking their dogs, and you see the kids, and so there's a lot.
How far apart are the cars? Are you like right next to the car beside you, or is it like a parking lot?
It's like a parking lot. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like it's like a parking lot. Yeah, it's like a parking lot.
So whatever you see the couple beside you doing, you just kind of shield Big Ol' Mac's eyes, and
you're pretty much.
Yeah. That's what
we
who
went.
goes to the drive-in to actually watch the movie, Jeff.
We went last summer, and the guy beside us had this nice convertible Mustang, and he had the roof down. He was sitting there he had his hot girlfriend with him, and they were just sitting there. And after the first movie, they buggered off. I'm like, dude, there's still 2 more movies. But
they had other movies to make.
apparently heading back to make the OnlyFans, I guess. Record some OnlyFans.
Maybe.
Content.
All right, so Mario movie, huge cast, huge cast.
The critics panned this movie. It was amazing from like the first, even before the movie started with the little minions coming out. Spoiler alert, little minions come out at the very
Yeah,
beginning.
don't give
right,
too much away.
right from that to the very end post-credit scene. I can tell you there's 2 post-credit scenes. I'm going to tell you.
My daughter went last night. She gave it a 10 out of 10.
Me too. It was
My daughter said it was absolutely awesome.
I don't know if it was the soundtrack. I don't know if it was all of the video game sounds. Again,
Yeah,
I'm not trying
I think
to
it
give
was
anything
for
away.
her. It was the video game sounds because we used to play a lot of Mario Kart as a family.
Or just all the little Easter eggs.
Yeah, and see,
Or
for those that have played all the games or have been around since
just
its
all the
inception,
little Easter eggs, and you got to really. It's a little harder in the theater, but you really got to pay attention because there's almost every scene there is something. If you're not,
well,
and I only caught 20.
It's
or
a
30
huge
of them.
cast. These are some of the bigger names of the cast. I don't know what the heck this dude's name is here, but I'm not excited about the fact that he's Luigi. His voice just absolutely annoys the shit out of me. So,
you know what? I didn't mind Chris Pratt. After the first, I don't even think I even would have realized it was Chris Pratt doing the voice. To be honest.
Well, I'm excited. I definitely want to go see this. It is I looked last night to see if I could get my son and I in this evening or tomorrow morning, and this thing is sold out in our town for like 2 weeks. So we'll get to see it. But I tell you, this cast, Jeff, looks a lot better than this cast. So
whatever happened to Bob Hoskins? Still alive?
Bob
Hoskins still alive?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And John Leguizamo came out recently and said that he was not a fan of this Mario movie because I guess he was groundbreaking as a Hispanic American in his role, and that they didn't cast anybody else like that for this movie.
Yeah.
And really, when you go back to the cast list, I mean, he doesn't have a bad point. I mean, So I don't know. I just hate that we have to compare all the time. I think that's one of the things that keeps us from moving forward as a society, a world society, is that we just constantly compare shit all the time.
After you guys all see the movie, make sure you comment back on this video and let us know what you think of Chris Pratt. What you think of Jack Black Jack Black is, Jack Black.
As Bowser. I imagine that he's a little extra off the top, which will make it fun.
Yeah, he wants to do a Red Dead show, kind of like the Last of Us, but like Red Dead with him, that would be as him as Arthur. That would be amazing.
Speaking of Jack Black, they just opened up a school of rock around the corner from me.
He posted a tweet. It's been 20 years since that movie came out, so he wants to do like a reunion or something. Get the band back together.
Adults now. They have their own kids.
They were all like what 10, 12, 13 on that movie when they made that movie. So
that's how I feel about whenever I see the Mighty Duck guys. Like I'm like, oh my god, we're all old now.
Yeah.
All right. What else?
You gotta go see it, folks. If you haven't, you gotta leave your town, Ryzak. Go to a different town.
If I get time to do that, then I definitely will. We got a really cool movie theater up in Raleigh that it's like a comic book store when you go inside. It's comic books, DVDs, figurines, all that stuff is everywhere. So it's like a themed place, and you can get food and stuff there, but a little more expensive to go to, but it's cool. Yeah. Masters, Jeff Masters.
Mike Weir is going to win his second Masters. Mike Weir,
who Crow Resin told you to go for, and you didn't even know he was Canadian.
I knew he was Canadian. Knew he was Canadian. I didn't know he was in it. Well, here you go Canada. Actually, that's a hockey stick. But I meant to fact check this. If as a prior winner, do you automatically get an entry? Because I think you do.
Yes. You do.
I think you do. If you're a prior winner, you get an automatic. Because he did post a picture.
As long as you're still actively playing, right? But then for the guys that are not actively playing, they have an event beforehand that's kind of the old crowd. Kind of like how most of the events do pro-ams.
I'm sure Jack Nicholson wanted to play. Not Jack Nicholson. Jack Nicklaus wanted to play. I'm sure Jack Nicholson wanted to play. They would let him play too. I'm sure.
If Jack Nicklaus wants to play golf, all he has to do is show up anywhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the stature that man has.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
plus he has his
Hey,
own golf courses anyway.
I designed this course. So
Yeah, exactly, right?
I designed this course.
Yeah,
Hello.
back in 1969, I hit a hole in one right here.
Yeah. Yeah.
So crazy.
But yeah, he posted a
Scotty
picture. They took a
Scheffler.
all the winners that are there, they in all their green
Yeah.
jackets, they took a picture like a
It,
like
and
the
you know
NFL does with the
the
gold jackets. So
that picture never gets any bigger.
Mm.
Because as soon as they add one, there's another one that leaves.
Could be.
It's just how it works.
Could be. Could be.
Scotty Scheffler, American, won last year, Jeff. Okay.
So did you hear what happened to Mike Weir on the first day?
You told me last night, so I don't want to ruin it. Go ahead.
Yeah, his the guy he was golfing with had to pull out. So he was by himself. I think he did the back nine by himself.
Hey, I wonder. I golf too. I wonder if that helped him or hurt him. You know.
Yeah. No waiting. Just walk up and hit. And because I think he was one of the first to tee off.
Well, it changes the pace now. It changes the pace because you still have a group in front of you playing, and you still have a group behind you playing. So you hit your shot, and you're sitting there twiddling your stick, like, all right, I got to wait here for a second until.
Was he though? I think wasn't he one of the first off? Wasn't he right off the hop?
Was he? If he was, then he didn't have to wait for anybody.
Yeah,
if there was somebody in front of him, the pace was probably going to screw him up.
Yeah, no, I think he. No, I think he was first off the hop. If I remember from the schedule, you and Crow were yapping about the other night.
Yeah,
I think he was hurt first off the hop, and so he was just whipping through.
Well, you have last year's winner up there, Scotty Scheffler. Right now, Brooks Koepka, I think it's Koepka. He is the leader. He was injured a few years ago, a pretty bad knee injury, and he's been playing his way back on the LIV Tour, the LIV Tour, the one that not everybody is fond of because it's backed by Saudi money. Blah 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 blah. Well, he's been doing pretty good on that tour, and I think he just won a tournament the other week. So he gets his shot at the Masters here, and he is the leader. They had to suspend round two, so they did not get to finish everybody, but he did. So he finished 5 under round two. He's at 12 under for the tournament so far. 2 more rounds to go. But yesterday, things were suspended because the storms that have moved through this area, which I'm getting some of them, knocked a huge tree down on the gallery. Nobody was hurt, thank goodness.
Yeah.
But there's video of this tree just like slowly toppling over, and the whole root system is uprooted out of the ground, right? So scary scene there for the folks that were watching, but they had to suspend it. So they'll finish up with the second round play first thing this morning. It's already going on actually, and then they'll get into this third round play. They'll most likely have to make up some in the morning tomorrow if they can't play late enough tonight due to the weather. So there's a possibility that the Masters might not get finished until Monday this year, which has happened before,
I think, because they've had some rain. They had some other stuff, right? Yep. So but Mother Nature has her own way of dealing with things, and
especially when it's an outside sport.
Yeah.
So. Yep. Anyway, good luck to everybody. And you see John Rahm sitting there in second place. He is nasty, but don't sleep down there on Morikawa. Okay, Morikawa's going to
Mike Weir is going to come storming back and get his second
maybe.
Jacket. Let's go,
maybe.
Mike.
If so, then you can parade that next week.
Let's go, Mikey.
All right, Jeffy. Let's get into
our
next segment here. And it's Did You Hear About? Jeff, did you hear? Actually, you heard because you gave this to me. All right, this is going to be a little baseball heavy because Jeff was in control, and he's all baseball right now. The top highest payrolls for the 23 season, I would like to call out the difference between the top and the bottom team on this list.
Yeah.
$150 million difference. Holy shit, Jeff.
Look at the 7th team. Look at that 7th team right there. That'd be my Toronto Blue Jays.
Yeah.
I didn't realize they were that high. I knew it was high, but I didn't think it was that high. I didn't have a slide that has the lowest, the least salaries, but the A's are at the bottom.
And we've talked about the money of sports before. You've talked at length about the money of sports. I mean, I see these numbers right here, and I just think whoever the owner of that team is basically just gave a huge middle finger and said, I don't care about your luxury tax.
Nope.
This is who I want.
Yep.
You know? So
Yep,
the
yep,
Mets, man, the Mets, 336 milli, bringing in Verlander this year, World Series MVP. Yeah.
Yep.
Interesting stuff. So
Yep.
the numbers there are pretty staggering. Baseball numbers in general,
I think I'm gonna
contracts and
I'm
stuff
gonna
are
have
always
to.
ridiculous.
I think on one of the days when the roof's open at the Sky Dome, I'm gonna have. I may actually go to a game this year, especially since they're fast now.
Are you gonna go? Are you gonna go in your bubble?
Of course.
You should just get one of those suits like John Travolta did and just be the bubble boy and go out to the games.
Yeah. If the roof is open, then it may be a little bit more COVID friendly.
Jeff, I want to see you in one of those big Zorb balls. Have you ever seen the Zorb balls?
No.
It's a giant, like, inflatable ball that you can get in, and it's like a hamster ball, and you run.
Oh, is that what you call it? Yeah. You like then you
it's a Zorb, Zorb.
Is that what they're called? Okay, I didn't know.
So.
I didn't know they had a name. All right.
Yeah, I'd like to see you in one of those. I think that'd be hilarious.
That would be. I'd do that.
Next story we have is projected win totals for these teams, Jeff, and I'm not sure, but your team seems to be in that 80 to 89 section there. What's your over/under on that for your Blue Jays this year, Jeff? Let's stamp it now.
I'm good with that. I'm right there. I think that's a good number.
That's what you think, huh?
I think that's a good number. That's a good number right there. That should get them in the playoffs. That should get them in the postseason.
Yeah, well, it's 60 to 69 wins down there for the lonely Oakland Athletics.
When you have the least amount of, you don't pay your people.
Yeah. Well, when Shohei Ohtani throws opening day at your stadium and about 6,000 people show up, there's a problem.
Yeah.
Maybe you shouldn't have a baseball team anymore, Oakland.
They don't have a football team.
Man.
So
I'm sure there's other areas of the world that would love it. I know Raleigh would love to have a baseball team. Send them over here.
Here you go.
Jeff, big news.
Oh,
big news.
Huge news. Huge. Purple Haze says, let's go Astros.
Huge news.
Huge.
So big you don't even know what the news is.
Purple lives near Houston. Does she get to sit in Max? You get to go and sit in Max.
Mattress Mac
suite at the Astrodome.
I think Purple Haze might be one of Mattress Mac's beneficiaries.
And he did an NIL agreement with FAU and gave each kid $5,000 or $10,000 so they could fly their families out for the game. And he brought them to the Astros game. And didn't he lose like $30 million on March Madness or something ridiculous like that because he had all of his money on Houston? He did. I don't know if that's the right number. I don't know if it was
tens of millions of dollars he lost. But he won like $700 million from the Super Bowl, didn't he?
Yeah. He goes up and down.
Or the World Series. It was the World Series last year because of Houston.
Yeah, he goes up and down. He lost. He wins and loses. It all depends on what he does.
Get the hell out of here! Did you see? Look at that comment.
Oh wow! Look at that. Oh, I don't live in Houston anymore, but true story. Mattress Mac flew me to the French Open when I was in high school. Well, there you go. That's a story we got to hear.
I definitely need to hear that story.
On the next Shades of Purple, she's going to have to. She's got to get Mattress Mac on a Shades of Purple. She's got to call him up and go, Mac.
That would be
buddy.
Epic.
You remember me? I need you to come on. I need you to come on my show.
I'm not the same lady I was in high school. I'm a woman now.
Actually, it was the Davis Cup, and that was at Roland Garros. Well,
oh my God, that is so cool. Yes, please. I need to know that story. So
you need to call Mac up and go, Mac, do you remember me? It's Purple Haze. Remember me? Yeah. Remember me? Yeah. So I need you to come on my show.
Jeff, you still didn't tell us what this news is about.
So you know that I'm a big fan of the sailing. You know,
newly christened.
It's season 3. It's not that new. It's season 3. And you know, I've been cheering on the Canadian team, and the final race before the finals, which is in May in in San Francisco. Shout out to Raymond Sherrod, who gets to go, the lucky bastard. They won the big final race. I tweet with them. They tweet with me. Big supporters of the Canadian sailing team. Yes. There is going to be a race in Canada in June of 2024.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, we don't know where. They've narrowed it down to 4 cities.
It's got to be Toronto,
4.
Right?
It is not.
It's
Kingston,
not?
Kingston, which is about 2.5 to 3 hours from Toronto. Montreal,
but
Halifax,
wouldn't Lake Ontario be the perfect place?
Yes, and but Kingston, Kingston made the Final Four. I don't know if I didn't see the list of who the other ones entries were, but it's actually Kingston, which is it's still on Lake Ontario. It's just up the lake a bit more.
I tell you, it might not be everybody's sport. It might not be everybody's thing, but whenever something like this can bring its platform to the economy, of an area, very, very cool.
Purple, you got to put all that aside for the show. It's all about the show. It's all about the show, Purple. Doesn't matter if you like the person. Doesn't matter if you hate the person, right? The only exception, of course, is Jimmy Kimmel doesn't have Matt Damon on. Other than that, it doesn't matter if you like or hate the person. You bring them on. It's all about the show, Purple. So
I think that we should have a one-off show with Purple Haze. You and me, Jeff.
Don't make me go and do it. Don't make me get Mac on this show. Don't.
We're gonna have to have a one-off show with Purple Haze, and it's gonna be called "Things We Don't Talk About," and we're only gonna talk about things we're not supposed to talk about. We're gonna talk politics. We're gonna talk religion. We're gonna talk sexual orientation. We're gonna talk all of the stuff that nobody wants to talk about, and that's gonna be the show.
There you go.
It'll be a hit.
There you go. As a content creator, you do things for the show.
Yeah. You got to sell your
soul. Unless you're Jimmy Kimmel and Matt Damon. Other than that, otherwise, it doesn't matter.
Matt Damon.
I'm sure Letterman hated people, but still had them on. It's all about the show. All about the show.
Well, I mean, she does that already. She's had several people on her show she doesn't want to have on there. I mean, you, me.
That's true. Now she wanted you. It was me. It was me.
No, she didn't want me. I wanted to be on her show. I begged and pleaded her for like 6 months. I was like, please, Purple Haze, please let me be on your show.
I had to shut down Stadia to get on her show. Slow news.
You know what?
Let's shut down Stadia. Let's shut down Stadia. Let's do it. Let's do it. She had a better guest lined up for that show.
Yes.
But I said, you know what? You're going to want to have me on.
She would have been better off grabbing the gardener than having me. So
yeah.
You're always awesome.
Now who's being political?
Yeah, there you see. Look, we're spinning it back.
Now who's spinning the political? Yeah, but yes. So we don't know where. I'm hoping it's Kingston because that's about 4 hours. 4 hours from me. I'd actually probably head up.
Where is Kingston geographically across Canada? Is it like east, central, west?
It's just a few hours from Toronto, so it's still.
So it's north.
So technically,
I'm trying to get my geographical bearings. Where on this map, Jeff? Okay, Toronto is what? Right about Toronto's right about here, right? You'd have to
zoom in. It's just another speck right next to Toronto. It's not.
So is it north? Is it east? Which way are we going?
It's technically, as the birds fly, it would be east.
East. Oh, so it's closer to Nova Scotia.
No, it's not. It's right next to Toronto, basically on that map.
Okay, but you said 4 hours. How is that next to Toronto?
Because it's a big country.
Is it close to Saskatchewan?
It is not. It's right next to Toronto.
Saskatchewan. I can drive. I
can drive for 18 hours, and I will not leave Ontario. I'll get the Thunder Bay. I will not leave Ontario. Ontario's
for 8 hours huge. And still be in the United States.
No, I know. But I'm still in the same province. I haven't even left the province yet. You can't
Jeff,
drive.
All right, Canada's bigger than North Carolina, okay? I get it. I get it. All right.
It is.
Do you speak French, Jeff?
Of course I do.
Oh, Jesus.
There was one episode. There was one time I was in Spaceman's chat, and we were just chatting in French. And other people in the chat, they're going, "What the hell's going on? What the hell's going on? What the hell's
We've
going
lost
on in here?"
control of the show. We've lost control of the show.
So,
Parlez-vous français? How do you say?
parlez-vous.
Parlez-vous. Thank you. All right. Next week, I'll learn French. Here we go.
There you go. Mm-hmm.
All right. This was a big one.
Next week, folk, we pull out Mavis Beacon.
Ooh, there you go.
Yeah, a little retro for you. Little retro for you.
Little retro.
Mm-hmm.
Endeavor, WWE, UFC coming together. The whole package. It's a big deal. $21 billion sale of the WWE franchise. I grew up watching WWF. I no longer watch whatever this WWE stuff is because I am a grown-ass adult and I don't have time to watch sweaty men roll around on each other in thongs. Okay. So, not that I'm opposed to it UFC. Or anything against it. Just I got other shit to do.
I love UFC. Luckily, they're on late at night. So after I'm done everything and I curl up, I can flip on the UFC. I have to go find it on the dark web because I don't pay for it. Sorry, Dana. Sorry, buddy. Sorry, Dana.
I will always have respect for the WWE, WWF when it comes to this. They were the first ones that came out and said, this shit ain't real. Mm-hmm. It is real. It is real, but it's not real. But it is real, but it's not real.
My buddy's a big fan. He when they had that wrestle thing last weekend, he's like, I'm gonna come over, we're gonna watch it. And I said, okay. So I went on the dark web, I found it, and I took a little video and I sent it to him. And he's like, did you watch it? You didn't invite me over? I said, no, I went and found this. I recorded 5 seconds of it, then I turned it off. Because the guy, it was two women fighting. I don't know who these two women are. They did something, and they're like, "Look, she landed on her head. Look at that, folks." I'm like, "No, she didn't. She landed on her back, but she acted in such a way that it looked like it was her head, but it was not on her head. Well, if you think she landed on your head, you're an idiot."
Some of them definitely do get hurt, right? There is wear and tear on the body.
Oh, I know. He sends me videos. He goes, "Look, this guy got a concussion. This guy did that," and it's like,
and it's obviously choreographed, but there is still some physical harm that could happen, right? They're entertainers. They are stunt men. They are stunt women. They are actors and actresses at the end of the day. Trying to put on a show. I'll be interested to see if there's a crossover at all.
Oh, probably.
Because, the UFC does that show. I can't think of the name of it right now, but it talks about, it's like a competition to see who's going to be the next UFC fighter, right?
Yeah.
And if there's another thing similar with the WWE, the same type of show. To become a WWE wrestler. And I just wonder if there will be any kind of crossover of any sorts, whether it be UFC versus WWE, whether it be, people that didn't make it to the UFC go to WWE, or maybe there will be a fighter in the WWE that now goes over to the UFC. I want to see if there's going to be any kind of crossover. That would be interesting.
Oh, there will be.
I think you have to, right? That's why you pay all the money for it.
That's why you pay all the money for it.
You watch
my buddy thinks that they're gonna ruin the WWE. It's gonna go downhill.
I don't know how you could ruin it. It's about its storylines, and I know there was a lot of controversy after WrestleMania or whatever this latest event was because Cody Rhodes, who is Dusty Rhodes' son, they've been trying to get him over for a long time or something. He's been going around all these other circuits and he actually was in there, and then they essentially screwed him out of whatever happened in the event. And then they were interviewing Triple H afterwards, and he was like, the story will go on. The story will go on.
Wasn't he the manager of the Dodgers when they won the World Series?
Cody Rhodes? No.
Dusty, isn't that?
Dusty Rhodes? Dusty Baker?
That's Dusty Baker. My apologies, folks. That's Dusty Baker. Sorry, that's a different Dusty. I got my Dusties mixed up. Sorry.
Jeff,
So,
here's one that I expect you to be getting on this
I'm all over
trend
this.
here.
I'm all over this.
The plastic surgery industry has revealed that roughly 1.3 million men in
I gotta get on
America
this.
are getting BBLs, liposuction, and ab implants. So
Sounds
where
good.
Instagram shaders and
Yeah.
Photoshop and all that won't
Yeah.
work,
I'm
we're
tired of
just gonna
photoshopping
cut
the
it out
abs
of you.
in. I am so tired when I got the Speedo pics. I'm tired of photoshopping the
Yeah.
abs in. You know how long it takes to do
Just
that?
go sign up for a quick surgery. It's all good.
Yeah, that'll be a lot easier and faster than using our sponsor Wondershare's Simora product to be able to edit those abs into those pictures I post. You are correct. This would be a lot easier.
I wonder
What if we could do that in Canada? What if it's
I
paid
wonder
for?
what
We
a
have free
fake
healthcare.
ab feels like compared to a real ab. Is it squishier?
Don't know. We have free healthcare, so it wouldn't cost me anything in Canada because we have
It
free
would
healthcare.
not, no, but you'd have to wait 16 years to get on the list.
Yeah, but how many people are there? How many people are on that list in Canada? It's
I
gotta
don't
be a
know, man.
small list.
Maybe there's a lot. You were telling me a lot of crazy things going on up there right now. So,
Yeah. I need to. I need to. Yeah, I need to look into that. I need to
right.
look into that. I'm not sure why
more
Reaver the Beaver's Reaver is reason, but whatever.
he likes the fake abs story there. Wants to see you with some fake abs.
Okay, excellent.
You were all about the baseball right now, and you sent this one over to me. The pitch clock is up for
sale.
Up for sale.
Up for sale.
Already, because they've got to show it so much. Why not have a advertisement on there and make some money? So this story here says it could generate up to $10 million or more of revenue.
Remember, folks, I'm a capitalist pig dog. So anything to make the money. It's all about the money. So we talked.
Where do you think they would put the advertisement?
They can make it a little longer, and they could put logos on either side. They could put a little something. And I've watched a few games, and I don't even see the pitch clock sometimes. Sometimes whoever's broadcasting it puts a little thing at the bottom, but sometimes I don't even see the pitch clock. They got to make it more obvious.
Oops,
we're going the wrong way.
Yeah, went backwards.
But yeah, I sell everything. Well, we talked a few episodes ago about jerseys, right? Putting logos on jerseys, and there's only a couple of NBA teams that don't have a patch and whatnot. So I could see it being digital and having rotating sponsors.
Yeah.
Well,
you think like hockey, they wouldn't even have to do it live. They could digitize it over top of the wall. You know how hockey does the advertisements on the glass at the games, and the fans there don't see that. That's just on the TV, right? So they would be able to sponsor it for the live crowd as well as the TV crowd and have two different sponsorships.
Yes. So, basketball, when I watch Raptor games.
Now, is the shot clock going to get sponsored at basketball?
What a great idea. What a great idea. No, they don't show that as often.
No, they don't.
They don't show it as often, but
playoff.
Do it. Yeah, the time's already digital, so they could have little rotating. They could have little little signs going in and showing off the. Go for it. I'm a big fan. I'd sell everything. I
sent you this story, and you were probably like, "Why the hell are you sending this to me?" And then, I told you why last night. The Red Sox up at Fenway installed new LED lights in their field stadium lights this year. Look at the before and the after. They're so much brighter down on the field, right? But I heard some grumblings that the players are not fans of it because especially at nighttime when those lights are shining, there's reflections off of things that can distract them, right? So LED lights going into all the ballparks, all the stadiums.
A year. Suck it up.
Yeah, exactly. And part of the reason why I want to share this with you is because the U.S. is going to administer a light bulb ban on all incandescent lights, all fluorescent lights, all halogen lights, all metal halide lights, all lights that essentially are not LED or approved for what the administration wants, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of people are in a tizzy. They're upset. Oh, this is an attack on poor people. Incandescent bulbs can save you more energy than LEDs. There's people throwing studies around everywhere. Our good friend Crow Resin threw a stat up last night. He said 47% of all stats are made up, and he just made up that number too. And I thought that was pretty funny.
That was funny.
But yeah, light bulb ban. You guys have anything? Do you talk about this stuff in Canada? Green initiatives and things like that?
Oh yeah. But I haven't heard that we want to get rid of light bulbs.
It's not
but it's only going to, but it's only going to be, it's only going to be new sales, right? Because
and
if I go in that other room, over there, I probably have a box or two of stupid old lights in here.
Light bulbs can be a big subject here, especially in corporate America, because of everybody wanting to keep a clean sheet on environmental issues, right? So light bulbs, incandescent bulbs, things that have mercury in them can be considered hazardous waste. And depending on how that is transported, there's procedures, there's processes. Some are free, some cost money. But all in all, it's going to make people have to go and do something they don't necessarily want to do. Jeff, do you think that everybody's recycling every single light bulb? They're putting it in a box, they're padding it, they're sending it to a recycling center? Oh, hell no. They're throwing it in their kitchen trash and they're throwing it out of the curb. So,
they're doing that with batteries. How many people recycle batteries?
Right. Same thing.
I have a couple of baggies full, and sometimes when I go by the Best Buy or something, because I think they do it, and I think there's a few other Staples and a few other stores around that will, they do something. IKEA has a big, and I try to do that, but I'll admit sometimes they fall in the thing. And I've got a crap ton over on that shelf. If I took you over to that shelf, there's a bunch of old bulbs, because when we moved in here, we replaced every bulb in this house with Philips Hue bulbs. Every light in the house is controlled by Google.
Nice.
So
that was a pretty penny. Those things are like $20 a piece.
And
no wonder you can't buy video games. You put it all in lights.
I put it all in lights. And a lot of them are white, but all the ones down here are all multicolor. You watch my streams, they flash and they change color during my streams. But every light is controlled that way.
Purple just put a comment up there saying that a certain spectrum of the light gives her migraines. I don't know about you, but I've noticed that my vision is getting a lot worse, especially when I drive at night, in the rain. Because a lot of these cars, the new headlights that they have, it's like they have their bright lights on. It bothers me sometimes to drive at night.
What do you call that?
What do I call what?
When you have your normal lights and then they put the extra light on, what do you guys call that?
The brights, the high beams.
Okay. Yeah, because when I was playing the trucking simulator with Crow, he's like, Jeff, put your brights on. I'm like, my what?
Yeah, it's the high beam feature, right?
So we call them high beams, but I'd never heard of brights until Crow Resin.
Yeah, it's a term that I guess I've heard it since I was a little kid. My parents used to say
I'd never heard it, but
hit the brakes.
No,
so
never heard that.
It'll be interesting to see what happens with this.
Lights. Our bodies, everyone's bodies are changing, and that's why all the lights are controlled by Google, so I can just turn them down.
Well, we're starting to hear that there's another Earth-like planet that's been found out there that has traces of oxygen and water. Jeff, we might be able to light it up with all these extra bulbs.
Something I didn't put on the list, which I should have, is that, and maybe we can talk about it next week. We're going back to the moon.
We are going back to the moon, Jeff.
And there's a Canadian. There is a Canadian as part of the team.
I did not know that.
Yeah, there's a Canadian. They, if you go back and watch, if you go and watch the Colbert, the Colbert show, whatever he does, his late show.
Yeah.
He had the four of them on. Stephen Colbert. Yeah. And he had one of the dudes is Canadian. So we got a Canadian. Cool. Yeah. Got a Canadian. So we have the first Canadian, the first African American, first woman going to the moon. Sometime they're hoping next year.
Awesome. Yeah, we'll have to dig into that story and talk about that one. I love the space stuff. So this is one that you told me about last night. I don't know much about it, but figured it was a good one to end on here today.
I don't know a lot about it either. But And so, as you know, our good friends from both alumni of both my show, The Business of, and from Retro Rewind, Simon and Helen, are from the UK, and they're big naturists. You know, they have their naked video game show that they do, naked video gaming.
Me
And
too. I just don't record it.
they do. And I've had them on. They were on Retro Rewind, but we talk more retro. But I had them on The Business of Naturism. Of all of those shows, that was my most popular one for previous, views. And there is some reality, I'm going to call it a reality show in England on one of the channels. And they're talking about bodies. They're talking about all this kind of stuff. And what they're doing is they're educating teenagers. So it's high school kids, and they're educating them on, stuff that you educate your children. You have 2 teenagers, right? All stuff you've got to, teach the kids. You have a daughter, so, she probably has issues with body, maybe Zach does too. What the media portrays versus stuff, what she hears from school. Anyways, they had these adults on, and they disrobed in front of these high school kids, and they were just talking about, bodies.
And now these are people that they're talking about their bodies, but they have maybe a deformity to their body. They may have a little bit of extra skin. They may have had
whatever.
Breast cancer and had a
they might be. I don't know all the details. I haven't seen the show. I can't watch it. I went to their website and they're like, "Go away, you nunts! You can't."
This clip that was on here, I watched a little bit of, and it looked to be people of all different walks of life that have they maybe have something going on with their body that might shame someone else, right? And,
correct.
And they're confident enough to show it and bear it and speak it. Where the controversy comes in is that these are adults doing this to children that are under a certain age. They're minorities, and so there's a lot of people that are very upset about that. To my understanding.
That is correct. Yes, that is correct.
Because we can't have sexual interactions between adults and minors. So there's a red flag, obviously, but we can show naked bodies too.
And, and then so people like Simon and Helen have both been vocal about this, because I've seen their tweets. I follow them on the Twitter. I interact with them. Naturism is not about sexuality. And that's they're like, they're all calling everybody pedophiles. And they're like, how could you do this? But it's not, has nothing to do with that. There are Helen.
It's meant to be educational.
It's supposed to be educational. Right. Helen tweeted that she asked her teenage daughter about this, and it was basically like, who gives a crap, And I think I'm not sure if it's in this clip or one of the other clips that I saw, because there was a few clips that channel, I think it's channel 4, they had put out and whatever, and there was one girl, she's like, who cares? So
it's very taboo here in America.
It is. North America has a completely different.
It's very taboo, because we don't sexualize the male body. We sexualize the female body, right? We don't show naked male bodies. Recently, I'd say in the past few years, you start to see certain movies and things made through Hollywood or HBO, stuff like that will flash male genitalia, or maybe not flash, but show for a few moments. Right. But the bare butt was the thing that was happening for a long time. Yeah. But it's a very taboo subject here. We just do not show, we don't show nudity of men on TV. We only show women, naked. But then there's a problem if that crosses anybody's moral boundary, especially towards children. Or if somebody wants to be proud of their sexuality, or how do I want to say this? Maybe their sexual motor, right? If it's too high, then they're considered to be, a labeled term that's negative, and nothing is ever looked at as a good thing. But I tell you what, Jeff, you close the doors, you close the curtains, and all those people that have a problem with all that shit are doing all that same nasty shit behind closed doors. So
apparently. I see. I hear that on the news.
It's a tough subject. It is a tough subject.
What would you do? What would you and Carly do if the school came to you and said, "We are doing this educational kind of thing and talking about the human body, and we are going to have 5, adults come in and we're going to talk about, those kind of things."
I think here it's a little bit different because we have to talk about it from an American mindset, right?
Yeah.
There are things that are happening in our school system right now with like the conversation about transgender right now. That is a big topic here right now because it's being politicized, right? It's being politicized and it's being thrown in everybody's face as a wrong and as a negative.
Well,
and you're only ever going to hear the stories that people want to use to fulfill their agenda, right?
I just looking because I knew we were going to talk. We talked about this last night. I just kind of quickly looked on the Twitter. There was a headline from one of the papers over there. I don't know which one. The headline was "Transgendered exposes naked people to kids," or I can't remember exactly. But and I don't know if the host. I don't know if the person was.
Right.
I don't know.
You know what?
I don't.
And that's the
I
clickbait.
I didn't watch it. Right. Because I can't. It's told me to go away.
And things are getting out of control when it's coming to the topic because people are using it as a weapon to whatever their agenda may be. Look,
but the kids are just
I think you, Crow, and I talked about it the other night. I don't care what anybody does with their person. Okay.
Yeah.
I do have to get protective over children though, because I feel there's a moral obligation for adults to allow kids to live in their bubble as long as they can as children. I do. I just do. And we can dance and talk around that stuff. Anybody that disagrees, I mean, I'm always glad to have a conversation. It doesn't mean you're wrong. Doesn't mean I'm right. Okay. It's just how I feel about kids. I feel that they're innocent and they should be left innocent as long as possible because the world's an ugly place. And if we expose them to too much early, what does that do to their long-term picture? What do we create in their heads to make them have to deal with? Some people will say, well, that toughens them up and whatnot. I think about it a little bit differently. Now, you asked me about what I would do if they were my kids. Number one, I think it would be very hard for a school here in America to get away with doing something like this without some sort of vote from a school board, without some sort of buy-in from the parents at the school, especially where I live. I told you it's the Bible Belt.
Apparently, there was sign-off from the parents,
and that's what I was going to say.
Again,
these
one of the articles it said that. It said these kids.
Yeah, these kids didn't just get selected and thrown into this blind. Right, there was an understanding of what was going to happen, and they probably had to sign a waiver to do this.
Of course, 100%. I've done enough. I've done reality shows,
Yeah, I would not feel comfortable as a parent to have my children go and stand in a room and look at naked adults, right? I say that, and I had to go through sexual education as a kid, and they would show us pictures of penises. They would show us a picture of a vagina, a woman's breasts out on the screen. And we would all sit there and snicker as little kids. We were in like 5th grade, right? Oh, she got boobies. Oh, like that. I don't know. I'm contradicting what I'm saying as I listen to myself there, but I don't know that I would feel comfortable with it, Jeff.
Now these are 14 to 16-year-olds. They're not 8-year-olds. Yep. They're 14 to 16-year-olds. Right?
Yeah, but again, I don't think that they're close to being adults at 16 and 18. I don't think that anyone is truly an adult until they hit about 30. Just personally, because, the 20, everybody thinks that 18 is this magic number where you ultimately become an adult, right?
Because you can vote and you can go fight for your country.
Yeah, but that doesn't make you an adult. You're not an adult up here. You do not understand responsibility. You do not understand how to be able to help something that you create at 18 years old because you haven't done it yet. So for me, I think 30 is that benchmark where you start to finally have things happen in your life where you're forced to become an adult. You're forced to start thinking about things differently. But I don't know.
Anyways,
Purple saying 30 and laughing. I don't think she agrees with me.
We'll see what happens. I don't know how many episodes. Again, I only knew about it because Helen and Simon were tweeting about it. Otherwise, I had no idea. I went to the website and it said, go away. It said, go away. So I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
I even looked on YouTube to see if somebody just happened to post it on YouTube. I couldn't find it, just so I could see what are people yapping about. Again, I've just seen a handful of clips, and I've seen a couple of articles, and I've seen what Helen and Simon and they retweet what other people in the naturist community. But it's not. They have their own opinions. We've talked about it on the business of it's. And there are naturist resorts here. There are, there's a group in Toronto. They do swimming and bowling, and it's all family friendly. Bring your kids, and
interesting.
And they're already, by 14, they're probably seeing more on the internet, and they're probably watching shit. They're probably watching stuff. Not your kids, because your kids are wholesome and
oh hell, dude, my son,
you block all that. So
you should hear what my son talks about.
So, but anyways, it was just an interesting thing that grew. Was big controversy.
Most people out of their prime by then. Well, that too may not be the case for everybody, because there's a lot of people that hit their stride later in life. I'm
still waiting to get mine.
I'll be honest, just personally for me,
thinking next year is my year.
I don't really think that I started getting my shit together until about 36. And I've been married since I was 23. So maybe I'm just speaking for myself and saying that everybody should be like that. But there's so much to learn. There's so much to experience. There's so much to need to develop opinions about, right? I think that before you go trying to bring in other life and take care of it, you should make sure that you have a good basis for what you want life to be, right? So feels grown up. Don't you compare me.
I saw a funny meme last night, and it said something like, I spent my entire life not paying people and doing stuff. The one time I pay somebody, look what happens. I spent the whole lifetime, not paying and cheating people. The one time I do, look what happens.
Purple's got that military background, though, so she had to grow up a lot faster than most, because if not, she would have had to have done push-ups or some shit. So maybe maybe we need to adopt what other countries do, and there's mandatory military service for at least a year.
That'd be cool. When I was in high school, we finished grade 12, and then we went to an extra year and did grade 13. They did away with that. Basically, I was the last year of those grade 13. So now kids finish grade 12 and then they go right off to college or university. Sometimes they're 17 years old heading off to university or college,
Purple joined the military at 17. I graduated high school at 17.
Yeah.
My next step was college.
You can't join at 17, can you? Did she lie? Was she a liar? Was her pants on fire as she walked into the recruitment
She can
office?
join at 17. But she may not have been able to, Purple, correct me if I'm wrong, but could you not ship out until you were 18? And the only reason I say that is because my nephew, he joined the Marines, and he had to wait until he was 18 to go to basic training. He left for basic training 2 weeks after his 18th birthday. Oh, with a parent's waiver. There you go. Okay. So,
okay.
So as long as you have the waiver from your parents, you absolutely can, as long as you're out of high school. You have to be removed from high school or have your GED, I believe.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay.
GED is a test that you can take, Jeff, if you don't complete the high school curriculum.
We have those here. Yeah, we have those.
Okay.
Here. Yeah. Gotcha, it's a high school equivalency type thing. Right?
So she's been in for a long time, so she learned a lot early on, quick. I'm sure. So. Yeah, plus, she strikes me as that she's always just been a smart ass anyway. So
I understand a lot of her stuff is classified. So
her name is classified, sealed document.
Apparently, yeah.
It's in a time capsule underground under Mattress Mac's business.
Yeah, evidently.
She's gonna kill me, I swear.
I want to know this match. I'm gonna have to reach out to Mattress Mac, and I'm gonna have to get him on and find out. Dude, do you remember Purple Haze? Yeah. Right. Tell me the story about that.
Tell me
Mac.
all about Perp.
Mac.
Tell me all about the great Perp.
All right. Here we go.
All right, Jeff, it is time for you to take a stab at 5 guesses. Look, this is the longest show that we've done. So here we go. Your top 10 list today is of the sports variety.
Okay. All right.
The
Dallas
list
Cowboys.
is
Dallas
the
Cowboys.
list is the greatest moments in sports history, Jeff.
Every Super Bowl that the Cowboys have won.
Specific, Jeff. Specific moments in sports history.
The Super Bowl in 92, the Super Bowl in 93, the Super Bowl in 95, the Super Bowl in 76, the Super Bowl
gosh.
that.
But what play of those Super Bowls do you remember? Come on, the greatest moments ever. When you watch the TV, what are those moments that you see more than anything else?
What Jordan probably has a couple of them. I want to say one of them when Jordan was at NC. Did he go to NC or NC State? Where did Jordan go?
He went to UNC.
UNC. Okay. So he in one of the Final Fours, he did something. I want to say that's on there. I want to say one of.
You're wrong. It's not on there.
Okay. Really? Okay.
Yeah. No, but Jordan is on there, just not that moment.
Okay. Is it the one where he the first time he did the slam when he leaped from the free throw line?
Nope. I'll give you a hint. Right. It is in the playoffs. Okay.
All right.
And it was not towards the end of his Bulls career.
Okay. Then I don't know.
He played the Cleveland Cavaliers?
That was too many years ago.
All right, I'll give it to you. It was they refer to it as the shot. It's the one where he takes the ball, he comes to the top of the key.
Oh, he does that thing
over Craig Elo, and then he fist pumps because he nails it. It's that one. So that was number 3.
The 100 points by Wilt.
100 points by Wilt is not in the top 10.
All right. What about was it 61, which was the most ever in a game by somebody? I don't think it was Wilt. It was somebody.
There are only 2 basketball stories in here. One was Jordan's the shot.
Was it Randy Johnson hitting the bird?
No, but that is an awesome moment. It is in the top 20. It's not in the top 10.
So, fun fact, just to exchange jump to make the show even longer. Do you know what Randy Johnson does now?
Yes.
He's a professional photographer.
He is. And that incident is what his
logo. It's his logo.
It's not only his logo, but it's what got him to become a photographer, because he was amazed at the fact that the camera was able to capture the bird exploding, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah. The big slam dunk competition win by my Toronto Raptor, Vincent.
No, I want you to think about boxing.
I was gonna say when what's his name missed the ground ball in the World Series.
Oh, Bill Buckner.
Yeah.
Bill Buckner. That is not in the top 10. It is in the top 30.
Okay.
Let's focus on boxing real quick.
Focus on boxing.
Focus on boxing in the 70s, Jeff.
What was it? Frazier, Ali?
Not Frazier.
Oh, who did he fit? Ali and
Rumble in the Jungle.
You're making me remember all this old.
He made a grill.
Foreman.
Yep. Muhammad Ali defeats George Foreman. The Rumble in the Jungle. That was number 2.
Number 2.
Okay. Michael Jordan's The Shot is number 3.
Really?
Number 4 is baseball. Okay. And this
was it that walk-off home run in the World Series? The guy from what's his name? Back in the day. It was a big walk-off home run in the bottom of the 9th. You know what
Bill
I'm talking
Mazeroski hits a walk-off home run in Game 7 of the 1960 World Series to defeat the Yankees as number 11.
Okay, no, there was another one in the 80s.
It was Joe Carter in Toronto.
No. That was a good one. But no, there was the what the hell was his name?
Was it Jesse Jackson?
No. What the
Whichever one you're thinking about is not on here.
Okay.
Okay. How about the Chicago Cubs?
What? Oh, them winning a World Series after 118 years,
108-year drought. That's number
whatever
4.
it was. Wow.
Okay. How about track and field back in the 60s, Jeff?
Jesse Owens?
Jesse Owens debunks the Aryan myth. Okay. So that was number 5.
I wonder what number 1. We haven't talked.
I don't know what this one is. The South Sydney Rabbitohs break their 43-year premiership drought. That sounds like soccer.
It sounds like soccer. What about what about Tampa Bay losing their first 300 games? Tampa Bay Buccaneers going 0 for 30 or something before they find when they okay.
Number 7 is that the Red Sox overcome a 3-0 deficit in 2004 ALCS to beat their rival Yankees.
Yankees, yeah.
Not the 60s. Oh, 30s. Sorry, Purple. Sorry. My bad. Jesse Owens was a little bit older than the 60s.
The 60s?
That's what I said. Number 8, San Francisco 49ers, Jeff.
The illegal catch?
The illegal catch. Dwight Clark's the catch against the Cowboys in the back of the end zone.
Pretty sure that's illegal.
8.
Pretty sure that would not be that would be ruled incomplete. That would not.
Pretty
sure he stepped out of bounds.
Number 9, they overcome the 3-1 deficit in the 16 NBA Finals to end the Cleveland championship drought. Is number 9.
I don't remember that.
Number 10, Roger Bannister finally breaks the barrier. And number 1, Jeff. Number 1. This is this should be true to your heart as a Canadian. Okay, because it has to do with hockey. What's the greatest hockey moment in all of hockey, Jeff?
Oh, there's been so many, but the scoring thing by Gretzky?
No.
Oh.
Think international.
Oh, that stupid, that illegal
USA.
that illegal thing. We don't talk about that. That didn't exist. We don't talk about.
Do you believe in miracles?
No, we don't talk about that.
Sports moment.
No.
The miracle on ice. The U.S. hocky defeats the Soviets in 1980. That's the list, Jeff.
No,
that's the list.
No, I disagree. What's the chat say? There's 9 messages I haven't read. Because I leave the chat when this comes on, so I have no idea what.
There you go. There you
Miracle
go.
on Ice. Jesse Owens was the 30.
Ray said Barry Bonds. That whole Barry Bonds, Mark McGwire,
He's still getting
Sammy
paid.
Sosa home run.
Isn't he still getting paid? Who's the guy that's still getting paid? Gets $1 million
let me tell you
every
a few more of these. Number 13, Bobby Thompson's shot heard around the world. Number 14, Italy wins the 38 World Cup.
Billie Jean King on there somewhere with the tennis.
King is not on here, and she should be, right?
Yeah,
that's a huge moment in sports.
I would have thought. Doc likes my hat.
Number 16, the Giants stun the Patriots in the Super Bowl. Their undefeated season. Number 17, Australia defeats USA in the 4x100 meter freestyle relay.
Okay.
That was Ian Thorpe and
what about all the medals won by that? I was going to say all the medals won by that swimmer dude.
18 is Larry Bird and Magic Johnson retire. 19, the Patriots 28-3 comeback over the Falcons. Ugh. Number 20, Jackie Robinson breaks the color barrier. That should be way higher on the list. He gets. I don't know. It doesn't get as much. 21, Brazil wins Olympic gold in soccer on a PK from Neymar because that's important because it was in Brazil. Okay. 22, Red Sox win the World Series.
They won it after not winning it for like 100 years or something.
Yeah. 24, Villanova wins the 2016 national championship on a 3-point buzzer beater. That's happened so many times. I don't understand why that one gets all the credit. And number 25, which is the last one they had on the list, is that Tiger Woods wins for his dad after he dies.
Oh, yeah. What about
Michael Jordan winning for his dad? Like,
what about Brett Favre and his dad? And he went and threw up 8,000, touchdowns in that game.
Number 26 is Hank Aaron beats Babe Ruth's record. How's that not higher on the list? Mm-hmm. Mike Tyson knocked out by Buster Douglas. Michael Phelps wins 8 golds.
Mike Tyson eating somebody.
Secretariat wins the Triple Crown. That's 32. Like, come on, man.
Why does that one keep showing up?
Chamberlain gets 100 points in one game. That's number 38.
I thought that would be higher.
Stephon Diggs' miracle touchdown in 2018 was number 40.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, that's that. Tiger Woods wins the 2019 Masters was number 50. So
No, kind of
that
weird,
is
but okay.
your 5 guesses for this week. Good job, Jeff.
Who's
That was
Ray?
a tough one.
Ray, who's the guy that still gets paid $1 million every July 1st? Is that
Hold on.
who's the
Did you
guy?
see Purple Haze's comment here?
I have
Why
it
is
on the
she
screen.
name dropping so many of these great people, and I haven't seen one of them on her show? What is this, Purple?
She keeps talking to all these gaming clowns. You
need to
me.
stop wasting time with the likes of Jeff Janak and Ryzak. You need to get Billie Jean King on your show.
You know who she
and
needs
play
on
a
her
video
show?
game with her about tennis.
Do you know who she needs on her show? Ray says, wow.
Who?
You know who she needs on her show? He's unemployed now. He might do her show. Phil. We didn't even talk about Phil.
Phil Harrison. We didn't talk about Phil. Phil has
quietly
left the building, hasn't he?
She should get. I got his LinkedIn. I didn't add him on LinkedIn,
else.
but you should get that. So Billie Jean,
Matches
Phil,
Mac,
and Mac.
Yep.
So that when is sweeps?
And then to top it all off, she'll have plenty of time to interview Kyrie Irving because he's not in the playoffs. So,
and she's like his biggest fan.
Absolutely,
100%. That kind of hurts a little, but my Raptors should be able to make the play-in. So they can
one day I'm going to get a knock on my door.
Make their
Purple Haze gonna be sitting there with boxing gloves, just ready to fight. Just let's go.
Yeah. So there we go. That when is sweeps? When is sweeps, folks? When do we do sweeps? Because that's when they still do sweeps. That's still a thing. She needs those 3 people. And every episode now, I'm going to come in. I'm going to say, who's the guest? Is it Mac, Billie Jean, or Phil? And if it's not one of them, I'm going to leave.
Oh, ouch! That hurts, Jeff.
I've already been there and got the view, so there's no more I can do.
But it'll need just to be a gamer. You might be able to play Billie Jean King in like some Wii tennis or something. She might play that.
You might try and get a celebrity, but it needs to be a gamer. Do you want me to? Who do you want? You want typical? You want TG?
I think Purple Haze needs to reach out to Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast would be a great interview for her.
I don't really count him a gamer. Yes, I know he's got his. Don't at me. I know he's got his little gaming thing. I understand that, but
I think Purple Haze could.
And I know he's a Fortnite skin, and I know he's one of the Fortnite OGs. I understand all of that, folks. Don't at me. Does she want? You know who should have? Maybe Dr. Disrespect. Doc Tim.
I don't
know
if.
Cypress?
I don't know if he would come down off of his very high pedestal in order to.
Which one? Doc?
Yeah.
Doc?
Yeah. I don't think he would give a lot of time to people not in his elite circle.
I'm a no one. I'm what? I'm a no one
to the big gaming personalities.
Yeah, so what?
I mean, I think you're a pretty big gaming personality yourself, so screw them. You should put yourself in that conversation. But anyway, for another time.
I will.
I'm the ultimate hype man, Purple Haze. Let's go.
Let me know who you want. Tell me who you want. I'll work with you together.
We got this. Yeah, we'll work on it.
Or her.
We'll work on it. Hey,
Jeff. What about Ray could hook you up with his favorite? He's got a favorite streamer. Or how about Amaranth? Get Amaranth on the show.
Oh,
Purple and Amaranth.
There you go. Why not?
Amaranth or
You'd have to be in a bikini or in like some kind of inflatable pool in your room or something, though. If that's your thing, go for it.
No. That's just the stage. That's just her stage act.
That's just the stage.
That's just the stage act. That's she doesn't walk around in a bikini in a hot tub when she's out, at Walmart shopping.
I mean, I doubt she goes to Walmart and shops, Jeff.
She's got to get food somehow.
I don't think she's allowed out of the house.
Well, she is now. She got rid of the ex-husband.
Well, so she's allowed out of the house now. There's some control issues there. But hey,
Crow Resin has awoken. Welcome, Crow Resin.
Oh my God, it's almost Ray. What is wrong with you? Your wife is not home yet, is she?
What? Oh, the Twitch streamer. I was trying to figure out how to pronounce that name.
Amaranth.
Yeah.
Amaranth.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's so many.
Ray's a purchaser of her bathwater, so you could maybe Ray has a connection. Maybe
Maybe.
Ray has the better
Disgusting.
correction.
Absolutely gross. You should be ashamed of yourself.
I
Ray,
missed
let's
this
play some Sons of the Forest today. Let's do it.
When's
I'm
the family
down.
come home? When does the family come home?
Doesn't matter. He needs
I missed
space.
this. I missed
What
this.
is this? The Luna Shill and Sparkles the Rabbit Show? What the heck, Crow? That's the most disrespectful thing I've heard him say ever. Okay. I'm not a Luna Shill. Okay. I just happened to be given a very nice hat that I decided to wear today. Okay?
He's a shill. He's a shill.
Oh,
he's not.
Thank you,
He's
Amazon
not even.
Luna, for the package.
He's not even getting paid. The only way I would wear it.
Not
the
even.
only,
I didn't have to wear it.
I tweeted them and I said I'd be happy. I tweeted them. They didn't respond, and I said I'm happy to. Play and show off your system. Contact me for payment terms.
Nope. And you see, all I did was I went on Twitter and I said, is cloud gaming dead now that Stadia is gone? And they reached out to me and they said, no, we don't believe it is. And we're going to send this to you to prove it. So I am going to, I'm going to give a review. I'm going to give an honest review. Okay. And, we'll see how that goes. What was I watching? I was doing something.
I know you're not
the
a shell.
other day.
I'm just joking. I'm more surprised Jeff was okay with the Sparkles joke.
I was doing something the other day, and it was either playing a game or something, and the character in the game, his name was Sparkles. And I thought about you, and I was like, I need to show this to Jeff, and then I forgot. I'll have to figure out what it was.
I need a new horse. Speaking of that, I need to do that. But yes, Crow, I think, Ray, you need to, when is the wife back? Is she back today? Don't forget at Ray347, Ray347.3 on Twitch tonight at 1 a.m. Eastern. It goes down. And I'll be doing a special because I didn't stream last night. I'm going to do Red Dead tonight. I'm doing Red Dead.
Oh, dang.
Me and Crow are going to do some Red Dead. Callie might join us. We'll see anyone else on PC wants to do that. You guys need to play some Sons of the Forest.
I want to play Sons of the Forest for sure. So, Crow, I'll hit you up after a little while.
SPG wants to play.
SPG wants to play. Let's go, SPG. I am down. I'll get in touch with you guys here shortly and see what your schedules look like today, because I'm going to have lots of time.
That'll be.
It is a no outside day here in North Carolina. So
that's because it's raining.
It's just cold. It's cold and rain. I would go out and work in the rain because it's actually easier to scrape up the gravel. When we bought the house, these people decided to use construction gravel for landscaping, and they lined everything with it. And it's terrible and it's awful. And so since we got this fence changed, I'm trying to clean up some of the stuff that's been bothering me for a long time. So the fact that, it's raining is actually beneficial to me to scrape the rock off the ground, but it's just cold. Okay. It's like 45 degrees out there. I don't want to go out there right now.
I know it's boiling. It's 45 degrees here. It's going to be 45 degrees here. It's going to be boiling. Like I'm going to have the shorts. I'm going to have. It's going to be. Going to be. Oh, I lied. It's only going to by 4 o'clock. It's only going to get to 6 degrees, which is like 44. Or like that,
whatever works.
So I'll still be in shorts. Because that's like
holy
hot.
Shit. Jeff, we did a 2-hour show today. Where did all of these topics come from? Holy crap!
We got to cut back on the top. We got to cut back on the topics. Crow's ready for Sons of the Forest. Ray's ready for Sons of the Forest. Yep. SPG is ready for Sons of the Forest. I don't know who.
Hopefully, Doc is. Doc needs to play Sons of the Forest.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Doc played. That's right. He did that with. That's right. I was watching. He did it on a Williams stream, and then I left when they were all going to Snoogle in the tent. They only had a tent, and they were all. It was.
He's probably already beat the game. He probably knows where everything is.
No. He's got a new PC, so he's just been benchmarking his new PC. He's got this new watered cool thing. It's gonna be great to see it on stream. Oh wait,
nice.
Wife is back today. Purple eyes crying.
Purple crying.
We don't get to see the little graphics on your wife's back today, but hopefully you can sneak in a couple of games before.
I think so. I think so.
So 8 o'clock Eastern. I'll be.
Yeah, you said you're streaming Red Dead,
and at 8, and then Ray's doing Wreckfest. I'm going to join for a little bit.
No retro rewind tomorrow. It's the next week, right?
Where are we at the calendar? Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
Cool. And then you'll have, Monday, Wednesday, Friday streams this week. Anything else going on?
Nope, that's it.
Cool.
That is it.
Well, we're back to sports activities next week. So I've got
Ray's ready for the Forest. You guys are all going to be Forest. And come into
got
my Discord.
2
That way you guys
games?
can share your screen so I can watch.
Yeah, definitely.
So that
definitely.
way I can watch and cheer you guys on. I was watching Crow do it last night. Crow built a when you don't take down any things and destroy your house, if you can try not to do that. Crow just built a new tree house in his world.
Yeah, don't take out load-bearing beams and things, or else your house will collapse on you.
If you need house building advice, check with me first.
Yeah, check with Jeff, the greatest handyman in Canada. He'll tell you.
Folks, I wasn't there to stop him from doing that. And they were like, "What if we take down this load-bearing beam? What will happen?" And they're all like, "Oh, try it and find out." And down went the house.
I mean, it wasn't letting us build. It was like blocked, so it had to go away anyway. But you know what? We built it back better, so it's all good.
There you go.
It's all
I want like 3 or 4 stories.
I think we're gonna have to start a whole new game, Crow, and find a better place to build the house than on the side of a mountain.
He found a cool waterfall last night, and I think he was building a tree house near the cool waterfall last night.
Nice.
He found this really cool. So go wherever that was. That's a nice little location because it's got fish and there's the waterfall and 3-armed people and some
fish. You got to have water. That's the best way to go.
Yeah. So I don't know where that was, Crow. I don't know if you remember. My daughter has informed me that the monsters jumped, so the balcony needs to go.
Dang it. So our little lookout tower won't work. Can we build it higher? Can they jump if it's higher?
Can you put spikes? How big can how big can they jump?
Ray got excited when we started working with the bones. When we started throwing the bodies on the fire and melting them down to bones and building bone chandeliers, he was getting into it then.
That episode he did with SPG and Doc, he was getting real excited about snoogling and spooning with them in the tent at night. And that's when
the 3 of us were sharing.
I'm like,
and when we went to save, we put Ray in the middle. So we made ourselves a little
Ray sandwich.
Oreo sandwich. Yeah.
Little
Ray sandwich.
Little backwards Oreo sandwich.
It was good. He enjoyed it. We were gentle. So
yeah, I hear Ray likes to be the small spoon, not the big spoon. So
it was good. All right, Jeffy, we got to go. You
guys got Sons of the, you guys
That's right.
You guys got Foresting to play. I got to have breakfast and then I will come and watch
chop.
and cheer you guys on.
How about you hop on out of here and we'll be back next week and see what we got to talk about.
We will. Some fun topics. Thanks everyone for watching. Love you all.
Definitely.
Too many of you to mention who's in the chat, but I've tried to highlight everybody. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye.